Alright, planning out story structure. Alright, what's going on, everybody? It's Alan Thomas, aka Shadow Assassins, and I'm doing giving some more story writing advice for webcomics or novels or whatever you plan on writing or working on today. What I wanted to talk about right now was story structure, simplistic story structure. I don't plan on getting in depth on this right now. The main thing that I wanted to touch on today is making sure that your story doesn't have too many plot holes or loose ends. To a certain extent, it might be unavoidable. If you break down any story long enough, you'll be able to find plot holes or things that don't make sense. But to avoid it as much as possible in your own stories, what I would advise you to do is to not create the story without having the ending in mind. What a lot of people do, you can try this if you want to, is writing your story in reverse, starting with the ending of the story, and not necessarily writing out the whole story, but just planning out major plot points and moments. Start from the very end of the story and just work your way back towards the beginning. The reason why you always should write a story with the ending in mind, and it sounds like it's common sense, but a lot of people don't do it, is let's say you're traveling somewhere, right? If you're traveling somewhere and you're just aimlessly moving, you'll never have a destination. You'll never get to where you are trying to go to because you really don't know where you're going in a sense. But if you know exactly where you're going, even if you start to get lost, you'll be able to track your way back to wherever your final destination is. So to plan out the end of the story first, no matter what you do or no matter what ideas may pop in your head, you always know how to intertwine it and head it back to its final destination, which should be the end of your story. You always know where to pinpoint what you're trying to do. So yeah, just a little bit of advice when you're writing your story. Try either writing the story in reverse, or even if you write it from beginning, middle, and end, always make sure that you have that ending in mind and you always know where you're heading to, where you're writing the story. It seems like commonplace, but a lot of people actually write stories, and I'm guilty of doing it in the past myself, where you write the story and you're not necessarily sure where the finish line is going to be, and as a result the story just goes all over the place. So to avoid my mistakes, just make sure that you always keep the ending in mind. So that's my little bit of advice for the day, and I hope y'all have a good one. I'm out.